Hey, let's go. All right, we've been talking all week about what we need to do, play as a team. Play your ass off today. Let's go.
We've got two teams kind of heading in opposite directions. One of the best and one of the most unlucky.
3-2.
Annette Abernathy. I am the mother of number 32, Micah Abernathy. The loudest one in the stand.
Let's go!
I know my mom's there. I can hear my mom before I even see my mom.
Yes!
She makes like this noise and I don't even have to turn around. I know who it is. It's just like, we're good.
Under center. Scream, Mossy. Hey, watch our global.
Get a stop.
Johnson fires. Covered nicely by Micah Abernathy.
He read that one.
My kids would say, Mama, we can hear you across the field. Okay? I get very animated, but I have a good time doing it.
Head up. Hit him.
He just runs up, reads it perfectly, and makes the play.
Way to go, Micah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pass.
Third and long. Got a man open downfield, and that's a first down.
Yo, defense, get the ball back.
New Jersey trying to hold on up 20-19. Perez balls out and is scooped up once again by Houston. Tomasi Lalele, the big man, rumbles all the way to the end zone.
Did I call it?
I saw you talk to him.
One last play left. Perez on the quarterback sneak. They gave it to him. Touchdown, New Jersey, and they win the ball game on the final play. Houston loses on the last play of the game for the third straight week.
Disappointing. Being a sports mom, I always want to get the dub.
Every week, yo, this is so...
32! Big game, baby!
But I wait for that sweaty hug at the end of the game. That's a ritual we have.
Y'all got these.
I always give her a big sweaty hug. I know I stink, but she doesn't really care. I'm just really appreciative for the support.
I'll be here every game I can be here, win or lose, because I support 32.
Gotta go, baby!
So this is the 16th Street Baptist Church.
Wow.
Famously known for its activities in the civil rights movement. Here, the pulpit area where your grandfather and Martin focused their attention to the masses of people who were here.
My grandfather was Ralph David Abernathy, Sr., civil rights activist.
For had not he armed the black people with a weapon of nonviolence, certainly blood would have flown in the streets.
Anything my grandfather was doing, Martin Luther King was there as well. Anything Martin Luther King was doing, Ralph David Abernathy, his senior, was there. They were best friends. They were always together. They were roommates every time they went on the road. The day Dr. King was murdered, my grandfather was with him in the room of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where he was shot. Then he was transported to the hospital. My grandfather was there in the hospital with him as well, died in his arms.
Imagine what happened when your grandfather stood there. Imagine the faces of the people who were here. The feeling of the movement. How does it feel?
It's kind of surreal.
Powerful.
You know, it's in my blood.
I think Micah has the spirit to be a pastor. Hasn't happened, but we don't know what the future holds. I'm not saying that he will be his grandfather, but I hope that that part of his legacy transcends and that he can potentially be a part of it.
Brother Abernathy in the pulpit, looking good up there. Hi. I'm Reverend Arthur Price, pastor here at 16th Street Baptist Church.
Nice to meet you.
How you both
Nice to
doing?
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for having us.
Glad you'll be here today. Why don't you come and let me give you a little history of the church.
Awesome.
16th Street Baptist Church is the oldest Baptist African-American church in the city of Birmingham proper. Dr. King and Dr. Abernathy came to Birmingham in April of 1963 to desegregate the parks and the schools. They first would come here to pray, and then they would leave out these doors 50 at a time to protest in the streets and in Kelly Ingram Park. They're met by a fire hose, they're met with dogs, they're met with billy clubs, got the attention of President Kennedy, and they brokered a deal to desegregate the parks and the schools here in Birmingham, Alabama.
I wanted Micah to step into that church and feel his legacy from his grandfather, because when you don't know your history, you're destined to repeat it.
On August 28, 1963, 200,000 Americans came to Washington to demand complete freedom for everyone.
Emboldened now to do the March on Washington in August of '63, and it was 18 days after Dr. King said, "I had a dream," after he said he wanted his children to be judged by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. The response in Birmingham was to bomb the 16th Street Baptist Church. And 4 little girls lost their lives: Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Cynthia Wesley, and Carol Robeson. When the bomb went off, if you look over to my left, every window here on back was blown out with debris going up to the altar. But if you look at the window where Jesus Christ is knocking on the door, the only damage that was done to that window was the face of Christ was blown out. Everything else remained intact.
That kind of, I don't know, it just kind of tells you where your faith is if you believe in that, and I do, so it's very powerful.
Dr. King and Dr. Abernathy were determined that those 4 girls' lives would not be in vain, so they would not rest until the '64 Civil Rights Act was passed.
When I see the pictures of my grandfather walking the streets on the front lines and having no fear, it kind of brings your life into perspective. And because of the experience that he had, I take that with me every day. How can I make some kind of impact for people in my life?
Birmingham owes a great debt to Dr. King and Dr. Abernathy, who put their lives on the line to make sure change took place. And because of what they did in Birmingham, we continue to teach lessons, we continue to try to transform lives, and we continue to try to transform the land that we live in. And for that, you ought to be proud.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's Trey Patterson. Thanks for watching this USFL video. For the best USFL fan experience, subscribe below and gain access to the best football content on planet Earth.